Hi, it's George and welcome back. I'm going to give you the 5 things to stop. And when you stop them, I mean really stop them. What's waiting on the other side is a healthier body, a quieter mind, and relationships you actually want. Plus, there's one more benefit that will help you live much longer. More on that one towards the end. Trust me, it's a game changer regarding health and longevity. No matter how long you've traveled in the wrong direction, you can always turn it around. That's on the hat. And that's exactly what this video is about as well. Because here's the thing nobody tells you when you walk away from your career. The habits, the behaviors, and the way you've been living. They were built for a version of you that no longer exists. Give this video a quick listen. Otherwise, there's a good chance you won't feel like retirement is freedom. It'll feel like you just changed locations and brought all the same baggage with you. Number 1, and I want you to hear this clearly because this one hits different. Stop comparing yourself to other people. I know, you've heard this before, but stay with me because there's a twist nobody's talking about. You ready? They're lying. I'm serious. The neighbor with the new hybrid Ferrari, the old work buddy, posting pictures on his boat. It isn't his boat. He's chartered the boat. He's just taking photos because he wants to preen in front of everybody. Your former colleague who apparently retired into a Ralph Lauren catalog, I'll bet he's still wearing Polo cologne. They're all curating. They're all performing. They're showing you the highlight reel of life that behind closed doors looks looks a lot more like yours and mine, quite honestly. Here's what I've learned after decades on the top of my industry. People who perform the most happiness on camera and in social media, Facebook, you know exactly who I'm referring to. The reflective pose while wearing designer clothes and giving it up to the glory of God and showing almost zero humility. God says, be humble, but who am I to preach to them? These people usually have the least happiness and definitely the least self-assurance. Constant peer approval required. We fired people like this in our past careers because the drama and maintenance for them was just too much. And the ones quietly living, well, they're not posting about it. The one true barometer of your life is you, where you were, where you are, and where you're going. That's it. That's the whole scoreboard. And chances are no one, except for the people we're going to be covering shortly, will have to know anything. Remember, no matter how long you've traveled in the wrong direction, you can always turn it around. When I retired, I had to fight the urge to measure myself against people who used to compete with me professionally. And the moment I stopped, genuinely stopped, something lifted. I can't explain it other than to say that I felt like I was putting down a bag that I didn't even know I was carrying. Stop comparing yourselves. You are not in their race. You never were. Number 2, change your diet. Before you roll your eyes and reach for the remote, this isn't a lecture about kale, I promise. But here's the reality. For most of our careers, we didn't eat for nutrition. We ate for fuel. We ate for energy. That's my dog Scotch, losing his mind. We ate for survival. He doesn't know I'm out front. We ate for survival because in between meetings. Coffee to get started, some sugary things to push through the afternoon slump, and a big dinner because it was the first chance we had all day to actually sit down. Does that sound familiar? That way of eating makes sense for that life, but it doesn't make sense for this one. The highs and lows from sugar, the cortisol spikes, the inflammation, the weight that crept up so slowly you almost didn't notice it until you really noticed it. That's the diet of a person running a race, and you're not running that race anymore. Eat for longevity, eat for real nutrition, eat for fun. I mean, make dinner with your wife and have a blast. We do appetizers and then a salad and then an entree, and our dinner lasts like 3 or 4 hours as we're kind of farting around the house. Make it enjoyable. Eat in the way that keeps your energy even, keeps your mind clear and your body functioning for the long haul. Because here's the thing. You got places to be and you have people to be present for. You can't be running on caffeine and cortisol. Your diet is either for this chapter of your life or it's against it. Time to decide which. And your diet leads seamlessly into number 3. You see how I did that transition? Number 3, start walking. Now, I say this as somebody who 4 years ago could barely walk at all. I had both my knees replaced, both of them. And I remember standing on the edge of a stage at an event that I was hosting and looking at the steps off the stage. There were 2 steps and thinking, how am I going to do this? This is not going to be a graceful exit, certainly not inspiring. Those 2 steps were brutal. I was grossly overweight. My health was, to put it bluntly, terrible. And here I was, a man who had spent a career projecting confidence and authority and all that crap that goes with it, struggling to navigate too small stairs. That was my reality check. After surgery, I started walking. And I mean, I started at the very bottom. A quarter mile, that was it. That's the whole goal, a whole quarter mile. But here's what happened. When you're consistent and you have something you've never had during your career, which is time, weeks passed, then months. Quarter mile became a half mile became a mile became 2 miles. And now 5 miles isn't even a question. It's just Tuesday. I put into place something I used to talk about all the time. 5 simple words. Time on task over time. Everything is achievable with those 5 words. I know I'm walking miles every day easily now. But here's the part I didn't expect. Walking didn't just change my body, it changed my mind. I listen to a book a week while I walk. I think more clearly, I sleep better. I genuinely believe that my body and my mind are sharper now than they were 5 years ago. Before the surgery, before the weight loss, before I started treating my body like something worth investing in. He says this, as you can hear, I'm getting winded. Well, I've been walking for a little bit trying to get this recorded right. And the beautiful thing, we have time now. All of us do. We actually have a lot of it. You don't need a gym, you don't need a trainer, you don't need special equipment. You need shoes and you need direction. Start with a quarter mile. I mean, literally just a quarter mile. Where that leads might surprise you. Number 4, change your diet. Just kidding. I know we already did that one. How about rethink your priority relationships? This is probably the most important thing I'm going to say today. And it's the one most people get wrong in retirement, including me for a while. Here's the honest truth. The relationships that were important during your career, there's a real good chance they're not the most important ones right now. Think about it. Your work relationships, the colleagues, your clients, your professional network, they were everything during the season of your life. You invested in them, you prioritized them, you showed up for them, and the people at home, your spouse, your kids, your family, your close friends, they got what was left. It's still a gut check for me and brings me regret. My wife said something to me that I've never been able to stop thinking about. She said, people come into your life for either a reason, a season, or forever. A reason, a season, or forever. When I applied that filter to every relationship in my life, something became very clear very fast. As most of those important relationships, real as they were a reason or a season relationships. And most of my forever relationships were the ones sitting across a dinner table from me, wondering when they would get the most invested and present version of me. Does that word present feel like a gut punch to you? It does to me. Guilty as charged. I've done that. The uncomfortable question is this. Have the forever people in your life, your spouse, your children, your family, have they actually been getting the best of you? Or have they been getting the leftovers, as I used to do and struggle with still? Retirement is your chance to fix all this, to reinvest, to show up differently, to give the people who were always going to be there the attention and authenticity they always deserved. You're going to find it's awesome in results. That investment in the relationships closest with you builds what I like to call emotional bank account. Now, I'll do a full video on the concept of that very soon because it will change how you see every relationship in your life. Consider subscribing so you don't miss it. And hell, at this point, if you're this far into the video, we're already friends. Which brings us to number 5. Stop running on cortisol. Now, I know that sounds clinical. Bear with me. Cortisol is a stress hormone. And during our active careers, most of us were running on it constantly. The deadlines, the competition, the pressure to perform, to close, to deliver, to be the person everybody needed us to be. That cortisol drip kept us sharp. It kept us moving. It also, quite honestly, did a number on our health. Our heart, our weight, our sleep, our mood. And here's the trap. A lot of the people carry that cortisol lifestyle into retirement. They manufacture stress because stress is what they know, and quite honestly, we're addicted to it. They keep comparing, they keep competing, they keep measuring their neighbor's car, the old colleague's success, the constant low-level anxiety of feeling like you should be doing more, when in fact you should be relaxing a little bit more, being more, having more. Stop. You don't need manufactured stress anymore. You've earned the right to let it go. When you stop comparing, when you clean up your diet, when you start walking, when you reinvest in the people who matter the most, what you're doing is you're turning down the cortisol and turning up a life you've worked so hard for. So here's what I want you to picture. A person who has stopped measuring their life against other people's highlight reels, who eats the way that fuels longevity instead of just surviving day to day, who walks 5 miles and listens to a book a week and can actually feel their body and mind getting sharper, who has looked at their relationships honestly and has started pouring real investment into the ones that are forever, the people that matter. This person is healthier, thinner, calmer, more present. They don't have the sugar highs and the crashes. Their cortisol isn't spiking because someone they barely know bought a new car. Who freaking cares? Their emotional bank account with the people closest to them, their spouse, their kids, their grandkids, is growing every single day. And here's the thing. That's the part I promised you at the start. Time is your most valuable asset right now. Not money, not status, not what you used to do for a living, time. And when you stop doing these 5 things, really stop, you don't just get healthier, you get more time to enjoy the life you actually have. And that, my friends, is a win. I'll see you next time.